Good morning. I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. I'm so glad to have you back. So today we are finishing up our unit that we were starting before Thanksgiving break about setting goals, I think. Is that right? Let's see. Yes, setting goals. So today we are finishing up that unit. This is the last lesson for that unit. So our bell ringer today is imagine that you have finally asked someone you really like for a date, and he or she says yes. So the date is Friday and you can't wait. You have tickets to the best concert of the year and you just bought a great new shirt. On Friday, you get ready, but as you're trying on your favorite pair of shoes, the shoelace breaks. So you call your date and say, "I'm sorry, but I've run into a problem. My shoelace is broken. I don't have a spare one, so we'll have to cancel tonight." Does that make sense? Does it make sense to cancel a date over a shoelace? And then explain why you think it does or doesn't make sense. So, our senior objectives. So review decision making. Decision making is gathering information, weighing your options, making a choice, and taking action. Ask for help instead of giving up. Will reflect positively on them because it proves that they have perseverance. It shows that their goals are important to them, and it also proves that they are aware of your own limitations, but will not allow those limitations to stop you. So asking for help is a positive thing, not a negative thing. There will be times on your path to achieving the goals that will require you to ask for help. You're going to need help somewhere along the line, so you might as well go ahead and ask for it up front. That way you can get it done. When you encounter obstacles, access resources rather than giving up on your goals. So, like in the bell ringer, that person gave up on their goal of going on this date because their shoelace broke. And that doesn't make sense. So, when you encounter obstacles, instead of just giving up, access resources. You have a whole closet full of shoes. Get any of those out and use those. Wear those. Your community has many resources to help you achieve your goals. So now we will learn to exercise our rights in a way that is respectful to others. So, I don't think that's time yet. Okay, so passive people seem to lack confidence and seem ineffective. Aggressive people often seem to be offensive and have a strong need to dominate. Often, aggressive people seem to be annoying, pushy, or rash, maybe? I'm not sure that means bash. I don't think that's what I was supposed to put there. Anyways, assertive people seem to be positive, confident, and fair when dealing with people. So aggressive behavior can include behavior as using a hostile tone of voice, invading other people's personal space, and using inappropriate physical contact, like pushing people. Passive behavior can include using a low tone of voice, not tone, avoiding eye contact, and having a slouched posture. So assertive behavior encourages equality and healthy relationships among people, and assertive people stand up for their rights, express themselves honestly and courteously, and respect the right of others. So we want to be assertive people, not aggressive people. So our assignment today is called the scenarios. So we're going to talk about passive behavior, aggressive, and assertive behavior. So explain what you would do and highlight the behavior listed beneath the scenario that describes it. So you're going to type what you would do and then highlight whichever one of these you think it is. Okay, so let's do these together. Number 1, you borrowed your cousin's favorite shirt and accidentally spilled something on it. You've apologized and your cousin has forgiven you. Now you want to borrow your cousin's new shoes, which will look great with the outfit you're wearing tonight. What will you do? So, what would you do? I think aggressive behavior here would be just taking the shoes and not asking her. I think passive would be not asking to borrow the new shoes. And I think assertive would be kindly asking if you could borrow the new shoes because your cousin forgave you. So I would be assertive, and I would say that I would kindly ask to borrow the shoes. Number 2, you found that someone you thought was a friend has been spreading rumors about you. You see the friend walking down the street toward you. What do you do? I think aggressive behavior would be charging that friend and saying, "Hey, have you been talking about me?" and being rude and upfront and just in their face about the situation. Passive behavior would be not saying anything at all. And then assertive behavior would be walking up to your friend and asking if they have a minute to talk and saying, "Hey, I heard that you were spreading these rumors about me, and I was just wondering if you could tell me if that was true or not, and if you are doing them, why do you think that they're true? What can I do to explain myself?" Okay, number 3. Your best friend needs to pass math and you're in the same class. Tomorrow's a very important test and your friend has not studied. She wants to cheat off of you. What do? Aggressive behavior would be, I guess it could go either way. Aggressive behavior could be just being like, no, in their face, rude, whatever. Or it could be like really helping them cheat. Passive would be just acting like you don't know what's going on, I think. And then assertive would be, I'm sorry, I'll help you study. I would love to help you study tonight. We can get together and study, but I'm not going to let you cheat off of me. And then you can help your friends study and they can pass the test on their own. Okay, number 4. You work at a pet shop after school on Saturdays. Your boss has noticed that money has been missing from the cash register and he has accused you. Tell him that you are not the person that has been taking the money. So an aggressive way of doing that would be getting really defensive and saying that you did not do it and how dare they accuse you of that. Passive would be just kind of like brushing it off, not worrying about it. And then assertive would be, and then assertive would be explaining that you did not take the money, and maybe you can explain that there are cameras and they can watch the cameras and see that you have not been taking the money. Okay, number 5. Your parents have established a curfew for you on the weekends. As a high school student, you feel the time they have set is unreasonable, and you want to ask them to change the curfew. Aggressive would be barging in there and saying, I am a high school student. How dare you give me a curfew? I am responsible and blah, 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 and I deserve this and stuff like that very aggressively. Passive would be just taking the curfew, not really saying anything, not trying to get a new time. And then assertive would be going to your parents and saying that very kindly, if you can talk to them, ask if they have a reason for giving you the curfew, then you can explain the reasons away as to why they gave you that curfew. You can explain to them that you think that it's unreasonable and that you're a responsible person and that a curfew should be extended or taken away or whatever you think. Number 6, a student with a reputation for being irrational and violent has taken your backpack. You ask him to return it. Aggressive would be just snatching the backpack back and saying, how dare you give me my bag back. Passive would be just letting them take the backpack. And then assertive is very nicely asking if you could have your backpack back and that you don't want your stuff to be touched. Number 7, your neighbor's dog is in your yard or in front of your door almost every day, making a mess and barking. Tell your neighbor to control her dog. So aggressive would be going over there, and actually I have a story about this that is an example of aggressive behavior. So growing up, we had this neighbor down the street, and our dog was going over there and using the bathroom in their yard, and the neighbor saved up all of the dog's mess in a box and then dumped it on our front porch. And I guess that was his way of telling us to control our dog. So that would be aggressive. Passive would be just not saying anything, letting it happen. And then assertive would be walking over and explaining to your neighbor that their dog is making a mess and barking, and that you're trying to sleep or you're trying to keep your yard clean, and ask if they could see about getting a fence or a leash or something to help keep the dog out of your yard. Okay, you have loaned money to a close friend. It has been over 3 weeks and he has still not paid you back, and you need the money to go out this weekend. Ask for the money. Aggressively would be like, give me my money right now or we're not friends anymore. Passive would be not saying anything. And then assertive would be just going up to him and saying, hey, I need the money to go out this weekend. I loaned it to you over 3 weeks ago and I would like it back right now. And then that is aggressive, passive, and assertive. Okay, so let's read our last few things. So our key points is assertive people are positive, confident, and fair in dealing with others. Be assertive by using statements that show you are responsible, by remaining calm, asking questions, and by respecting others. Watching your tone is very important. Assertive behavior is usually the most effective way to achieve goals. And practice assertive behavior and you will become more self-confident and respected. So our assessment today. Let's see. Create 3 scenarios, one that illustrates passive behavior, one that illustrates aggressive behavior, and one that illustrates assertive behavior. You should be able to do that. Let's see advantages and disadvantages of passive, aggressive, and assertive behavior. So let's go over that a little bit more. So advantages of passive behavior is you're probably not going to have any problems with anybody because you're just kind of letting it happen, not really saying anything. Disadvantages is you don't get to stand up for yourself. Aggressive behavior, advantages, I guess what you want to get done is getting done, but disadvantages are that you've hurt a lot of people's feelings in the way and you didn't represent yourself very well. Assertive behavior, disadvantages, I don't really see any with assertive behavior. Maybe it's uncomfortable sometimes to talk to people about hard things, but advantages are you get what you want done, accomplished, and you've talked to people with respect and you've represented yourself well. I hope that helps. We'll start a new unit at the end of the week, and I hope you're happy and healthy, and I hope to see you soon. I hope you're so healthy and safe, and I hope you're washing your hands and wearing your mask. I miss you guys. I'm so excited to see you. Okay, bye.